Hello and welcome to Front Row Racing. It's time for the Front Row Racing PCF Round 2 of Season 3 live from the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. I'm Front Row Racing DP. I'll be doing commentary this evening. I'll be joined in the commentary booth by James-HULKENBERG. How are you this evening, James? Recovered from the celebration of the podium from Sunday?
Oh yeah, I'm
from Friday even.
just relaxing. Just trying to get myself back into the mode of commentating. And as we saw last week, lots of sideways action with these cars, and I'm hoping for a bit more.
Well, I think we are going to get more of it. I mean, round 1 at Monza last week was a very interesting race. But not really corners that are going to properly get these cars sideways. Brands Hatch, whole different story. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. The list goes on. So we're going to see a little bit of tyre eating, I reckon.
Yeah.
Okay, quick recap on last week's result. Although it is going to have to change because I spotted, or I was informed of a little mistake on it. One of my big bugbears about project cars. Basically, Dave the Hart was not listed as scoring any points, even though he did get to the end, because he left the lobby too soon after the race, and so I didn't see him on the list. So he didn't score any points. I will rectify that for next week. I have also seen as well that looking at the picture, it's not overly easy to see the colour coding I've got on the picture, so I might change those as well. But GBM Beardy did take victory last week over Livebry. GT Gavin came second, Livebry second, GT Gavin came third, Chris Core fourth, Neotig fifth, Adam 4600 sixth, GBM Vectra came seventh, then it was Dave the Harp in eighth, Driver Montana was ninth, and Woolhouse was 10th, and they were the only point scorers.
The shocker of that race was though Heselden, no points at all and lost a wheel.
Yeah, I mean, we did find out on Friday just gone what the cause of that was, and it did appear that it was he came out of the pits and was hit by a lagging car, and it pretty much ripped his wheel off. But big disappointment for him, a surprise for us, but celebration for all of his competitors. His competitors are now getting ready, and we do have a couple of reserve drivers in this evening. Kay Slate from a Racing RI are taking to the track. I just realised I don't need to vote to start session. I can just start the session. So it'll be interesting to see how those two get on. They will not have had a lot of practice. But anyway, the Brands Hatch circuit. I mean, it's a track of racing around this circuit, and there's always that potential of you get to the Paddock Hill Bend, it's a little bit blind, it's very high speed, but there's always that potential of you go a little bit wide and end up on your roof.
Yeah, if I were in these cars, I would be tempted to whack the rear wing up to max, because there's only one long straight and the rest are all long corners, so them rears are going to be stepping out all the time if you don't have any rear downforce.
Well, you're not wrong there. I mean, it is a track that I probably would do the same in put as much rear wing on as possible and hope that it can handle it. Let's see if we can get on board with last week's race winner, GBM Beardy. I mean, we haven't seen how these guys have been getting on with their practice around Brands Hatch, but do you think Beardy's got the potential to take it to Heselden, who has still got to be considered as the favourite?
Yeah, the benchmark in project cars at the moment is Heselden. I'm not cringing as I'm saying that. I am, to be fair, he's absolutely solid, especially in PCF. But it didn't seem to translate last week in around Monza. It did seem to be slightly struggling compared to Beardy.
I mean, that's the thing. We would have expected him to be front row, second place, third place, to fourth place at worst, not qualifying sort of fifth, sixth. And struggling to really get into the actual leading pack, so to speak.
Beardy's definitely done a fair chunk of practice, because he is, even on his outlap, he's slowed down now, but just throughout the first half of that outlap he was hitting every single apex spot on, so obviously wanting to take maximum points again this weekend.
I mean, another thing for the viewers and the drivers to consider here, and for us as well. I mean, this track, it's not a short one, but it is going to be a tyre eater. So you got cars that eat tyres on a track that eats tyres, and we're going to end up with a lot of marbles at the edge of the circuit. We could see a lot of pit stops done in this race.
Yeah. Oh, now, Beardy is absolutely, it looks like he's having a lot of fun in this car. Absolutely ragging it right up against the apex. Absolutely meter perfect so far. But is he going to be catching the car in front?
Well, who do you think the car is? It's, you know who it is. Just look at the colour scheme.
Good friend.
Heselden, yeah.
It's the Wasp. It's Heselden.
I mean, this is something interesting. For Beardy, Heselden does a nice little overtake on the first qualifying lap there. But for Beardy, if he sat in catching Heselden on the qualifying laps, he knows he's got the pace. Now, for the tyres, there is two different tyre compounds that the drivers can use. There's a soft tyre and a hard tyre. Oh, we've got a spinner. Not sure who that was, but their lapping might be over. Oh, Beardy taking a lot of curb there.
A lot of curb, yeah.
Flashing his lights as well.
Get out of my way.
Yeah.
But
well, he's driving a car.
Deal with them. Yeah.
He's driving a car that's got a grizzly bear on it. Do you think he's going to be sat there giving it rah? Get out of the way, wee, rah.
Yeah.
I don't think he does sound like a pirate. But...
for yeah. No, that's BJ Malia.
yeah, not wrong there. Okay, Beardy, his lap time was not counted. Probably because of that moment where he took perhaps a little bit too much curb. Okay, let's see who has got lap times in already. Live Bright, 125.1.
Live Bright.
Second place, Heselden.
Yeah.
That's 125.4. Third place is Caseley, 127.4. Not had a lot of practice time himself though. Chris Core in fourth with a 127. Driver Montana's in fifth and he's back in the pits. And we've got Woolhouse in a nice green liveried car there on a 135. Neotig not set a lap time yet, so we've got Neotig in exactly the same car as GBM Beardy, so that could get interesting. Almost looks like he's on a bit of an outlap though. From a racing.
Yeah, that surprised me. He's just gone fourth, and he's told me before the race started he was running 3 seconds slower than the AIs, so something, he must have found something on the setup.
Quite possibly. Let's see, how far is he off pole position? Well, he's only, about a second off pole position. That's being held by Live Bright at the moment. And he's coming around the final corner now to complete another lap. I mean, something to consider as well. For each lap that these guys do, rubber gets put down on the track, more fuel comes out of the car, and the lap times can get faster as there's more tyre temperature and pressure. And Live Bright did go pole, but...
Beardy just snatched it straight off him with a 24.4.
Yep. Heselden, he got into the 24s as well. He's now on a 24.9. So let's see how he gets on, see if he's going to continue on for another lap. If you want to talk us through a bit of a lap with Heselden, James.
So Heselden, heading into the medium speed left-hander. Rear end's not kicking out. And now heading on the longest straight of the circuit. Now this is probably one of my favourite corners is coming up, so I don't know how these cars handle, but we're about to find out. Very ginger on the throttle. Yeah, he does seem to be doing a lot of feathering, just bouncing off them curbs. No, he's not troubling that curb as much as Beardy, making sure that his lap time's validated. I'll just bring up the track map. He's currently on a 24.9. Let's see if he brings that down in any way. It did seem a bit ginger, that. It didn't seem 100% pushing on Heselden's lap there.
But he does improve his lap time.
So yeah.
I mean, I think you're quite right there. That I'm not sure if I'd call it gingerly or cautious, but he was definitely not on throttle at the apex of corners. GBM Vectra, though, he's going to put himself 4th place with a 125.3. He's about to complete another lap, so let's see how he gets on with that one, or start another lap. Heading into the first corner, the Paddock Hill Bend. Very easy to lose the car here. Now going through Halewood Hill, up to Druid's Hairpin. We're going to see a bit of sideways action around this particular corner if the drivers get too hard on the throttle. Down the hill now to Graham Hill Bend. A very suspicious corner, and very easy to do what Vectra's just done there. And he's off. He's off. I told you, it's a suspicious.
Shoot him up and spat him out.
I told you, it's a suspicious corner. It's one of those where it looks so easy, and it looks like you go round it and think, I can go through there a lot faster. And when you try, that happens. Let's see, Chris Core, he's currently in 7th place at the moment with a 127.0. He's got 2 cars ahead of him, one of them's off. I think that might be from a racing RI. I do know he's not had much practice in these cars at all, but Chris Core going with the Polish driver's name on the side of the car again. James, for the second week, do you want to try pronouncing that one?
Hang on, 1 second. Karansky.
I thought for a minute there you was going to say Kachansky. That's now, when I say Kachansky, you're going to go, hang on, that name rings a bell. Where do I know that name from? I know.
Kachansky.
Here's a question of the day to the viewers then. Right, viewers, where does the name Kachansky, where is it known from? If you're not British, you might not get it.
That's going to bug me.
But on Chris Core's car, it is Koziradsky. Okay, let's see who else. Jason, he's out on track. Kachansky. Come on, James, you can do it.
Is it a lady's name?
It's a lady's name, yeah.
Is it a movie character?
It's not a movie character, no. But it is a character from a TV show. I'll give you that much.
Right. I'll think about it. We'll come back to it, otherwise there'll be a lot of airtime.
Oh dear. Okay, Jason's
Adam
out on...
4600 hasn't set a lap time yet. It's very surprising.
I would guess he's on a flying lap at the moment. I think he might be. Oh, he's got a bit wide, got a bit wide.
Yeah, that's why. He's struggling like mad.
I mean, this is a track where, I mean, we saw Hesselden going kind of smooth and cautious, perhaps just to get a banker lap in. But this is a track where, for many of the corners in a lot of cars, you benefit from steering it with the rear around the corners. But these cars are perhaps not going to respond well to that. And they've got enough power in a straight line for you to get around the corner and then absolutely plant it. Right, see how Adam gets on then as he makes his way down to the bottom of Halewood Hill, up to Druid's Hairpin. Tricky little brake few collisions here at the start of the race. He's going to make his way now to the Graham Hill Bend, see if he can handle it better than GBM Vectra did. Not quite clipping the apex, but he has got around the corner quite nice. Now down the Cooper Straight, up to Surtees Corner. Another tricky corner.
You know the story of Graham Hill?
I know quite a few stories of Graham Hill.
Absolutely brilliant man. Went and said, I tell you what, I'll go and I'll fix your car because I'm a mechanic, but I'll do it for free if I can race it round Brands Hatch.
Oh. Is that how we got into racing then, was it?
Yeah, he got his free drives by using other people's cars.
Fair enough.
And what a man, because if he'd have binned it, that would have been a bit of an expensive hobby.
Oh yeah, definitely, but instead he went on to become Mr. Monaco. But Adam 4600 here, he's been having quite a nice tidy lap here, as James still ponders on where the hell he knows the name Kachansky from. And viewers, if you do know, feel free to either wind James up even more and really bug him, or just give him the answer. Okay, Adam 4600 across the line, he goes 10th with a 127.855. Neotig is in 11th place, and he's on a flying lap at the moment by the looks of things. From a racing RI, he's currently in 12th. Let's see how Ray gets on. I think Ray might be wanting a little bit of sponsorship money coming his way. If you have a look at the name of the sponsors on the side of his car. Give me some money. I want your cash now. But across the line he goes, and he steals 10th place. By the way, that wasn't me doing an impression of a Scotsman.
Give us your money.
That would be a bit more like it. Okay, who is, let's see, out of 4600, he's now down to 11th. Neotic's down to 12th. Woolhouse is in 13th. Driver Montana, oh, he's off, and somebody else is off even more. I think that might be Jason at turn 1. So, few off-track moments there. Let's see what we've got going up at the front. Live Bright, we've missed it, but he's retaken the lead of the lead of the race. We're not even in the race yet. He's retaken pole position as he parks it up at Druid's Hairpin with a 123.7. Oh, GBM Beardy's just posted a lap time of a 123.799. So close to stealing it. Hesselden's still only on a 124.336 though. Fourth place, Caseley, he's about to cross the line. Can he get into the 24s or 23s? Because he is a quick driver. He can't yet. It's a 25-2. GBM Vectra coming around the final corner. I nearly said flying corner because the name on the side of his car is Flynn. And last week we were calling him Flying. He stays in 5th place. Okay, Live Bride's back in the pits. He's got enough time potentially to get out. No, if he's in the pits now, he's not going to get another lap in. GBM Beardy is absolutely pushing it now. He's ran wide. That could cost him. James, I tell you what, keep an eye on Hesselden, see if he's improving on his sector side. I think Beardy's thrown his lap away. I think it's all over. I don't think he's going to improve now. I could be wrong. And I tell you what, Hesselden is behind him on the circuit. So GBM Beardy needs to get a shift on, because I think Hesselden might be catching him, you know. So as Beardy comes up to the final corner, I've got a feeling this is not going to be an improvement, but if he's got the fuel, he may be able to go on for one more lap. He didn't improve.
No, turning it in absolutely on the limit. Is he going to touch the gravel? Yes, he is. He's off. Oh no, just caught it. Absolutely brilliant, slamming on the brakes, getting it turned in. That front end's got a really nice front end. Rear just stepping out just a touch, heading down.
I'm just wondering,
Cooper straight, which is not much of a straight to be fair.
I'm just wondering if that off-track moment into the gravel may have cost him this lap as well.
He's got naught to lose though now. It's all about throwing caution to the wind as he's on Pilgrim's Drop. Heading towards Hawthorne. And then this straight that he's on is called the Derek Minter Straight.
Yeah, don't get that one wrong. Oh, big spinner ahead of him. That was close. I think Beardy's just closed his eyes for a moment on that one. I think he's spun it. He has. His lap's over.
It's put him off that.
Okay, first, second, third. Nothing they can do. Fourth place, Caseley.
Caseley's still on it.
I don't think he's far enough around the track to be able to finish his lap. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Well, most of them are in the pits. Driver Montana's in the barrier.
He's straight off.
Caseley's
off.
Caseley's lap is over. So Woolhouse's lap is session's done. Ray is from a Racing Our Eyes, the only one left out on track, but he hasn't got enough time to go and get another lap in. Well, been a very... I've just seen the name of the little straight after. You know, you got the Derek Minter here. Then you got the Westfield Bend. Have you seen what the next little straight's called? Dingle Dell.
No, I ain't got Dingle Dell on my... Oh, I'll have to find that.
Okay, qualifying result then. Live Bright pole, GBM Beardy 2nd, Hesselden 3rd, Caseley 4th, GBM Vectra 5th, GT Gavin 6th, David Harp 7th, Chris Core 8th, Jason 9th, and Driver Montana locks out the top 10. We'll go now for a 5-minute warm-up session. This will give the drivers the opportunity of their race set up if they want to, but strategy, fuel load, tyre choice, all that kind of thing, and perhaps even get out on track to see how the car is handling on the heavier fuel load.
Beardy is the first one out. He wants to make sure that his setup is absolutely tip-top going into the race. He won't be too impressed by not getting pole position, but I'm pretty sure he's feeling confident. But then again, maybe not. He's just jumped straight back to the pit.
Oh, perhaps he's realised he needed to put a bit of juice in. I mean, something we haven't actually checked is, I mean, last week at Monza, the fuel was, I think it was 23.9 litres worth of fuel in the car. Sorry, laps worth of fuel could fit in the car. And the race was 23 laps long. Now, we do the races on length by mileage. And if I remember right, I think it's 75 miles for these races. But on some of them, it's sort of like 75 miles plus half a lap or 3/4 of a lap. So it could go a little bit longer than the 75 mile. So the drivers are going to need to make sure that either A, they've got enough fuel in, B, they do some fuel saving, or C, top up a little bit if they need to during the race. I mean, what would you do, James? Would you go for a little bit of a top up of fuel on one of your pit stops, or would you go for fuel saving while you're out on the track?
If it's so close with the fuel, always go for a little bit of lift and course. Never go for wasting seconds in the pit stop. It's just not worth it.
I think I would be tempted to agree with you on that one. Okay, Neo.
This circuit, it may be quite hard for them to actually lift and course.
Sorry, Neotic's just had a crash and he's just been shunted by another car comes around the corner and only just misses him. Okay, I'm going to have to disappear for one moment. I'm going to put the camera on Jason for a second, James, if you'd like to talk through how he's getting on around his warm-up lap.
So yeah, we got Jason, he's just gone through Sheen's curve onto Sterling's bend. Just running a touch wide now, heading to our clearways. Just coming to the end of the lap now, into Clark's curve and onto the Brabham straight now. I'm not too sure if this is just his out lap, but he'll get one. No, it's 32.0. Not too shabby, but then again, you can get a lot closer to your qualifying time than you think you can in these cars. Seems to be you could whack the tank full of fuel and you'll only lose about 1.5 seconds in pure lap time on fresh tyres. So here we go. He's just heading through Surtees Bend.
And a big kick of oversteer there then as well.
Yeah. It's not helping, just touching the grass there. Down towards Hawthorne's Bend now. It's got a nice line, to be fair. It's just not fully maximising the corners, running a touch wide there, having to get off the throttle so he didn't get in the kitty litter there. Not troubling the massive curb like Beardy likes to. Through Sterling's Bend.
Had a nice line through there, and it was almost like he was still using a little bit of throttle through that corner. A nice engine note through that particular corner. Clearaways and Clark curve.
I do know as well the actual weight position in these cars can drastically change the turning.
Yeah, I mean that's something for everybody to consider. That, I mean, there is a bit of ballast on these cars, I believe, and you can position them forwards, backwards, and the further backwards you put it, the more like a pendulum effect it'll have on the rear end. The more forwards you have it, it can benefit your turn in to a point where you've got too far forward and it creates understeer. So finding the small tuning tweaks that'll give grip and lap time, it's not always easy to do.
Yeah. Do find in project cars you can get a really nice base setup, and then the only things you really need to change is the weight position and the gearing. Yeah,
I mean, one thing you can't really do though is like set your car up in the Ford Falcon here and then go and take it to a Formula A and expect it to handle the same at the same track. It just doesn't work that way. Anyway, we've got 5 seconds until we make our way onto the grid. So, James, any predictions for this one?
I think we're going to see a comeback from Hesseldon.
Ooh, interesting. Well, he's currently sitting in 5th place on the grid by the looks of things. So he's got a little bit of work to do. It's the 3rd. Okay, well, the lights are about to go green, and away they make the tracks down to turn 1 and will try and get on board as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Heselden's in third, right behind Beardy.
Dave the Harp's gone wide, gone very wide. He's managed to slot himself back in 6th place though. It's going to get very busy behind him.
Yeah, he's challenging Jason.
Oh, we've got a little bit of contact.
Jason's gone completely off. It's like as if he's lost drive. Jason's completely lost drive. He's just found his gears now. Completely utter shock for Jason. Just gone from running in P5 to just completely running down at the back.
Oh dear, perhaps a bit of a steering malfunction there. But we've got what looks like 2 sort of packs here. The leading sort of 5 or 6 cars are lying astern with Beardy harassing Livebright at the front, and then a lot of action kicking off a bit further back, and Beardy is all over the back of Livebright. Now he's got a couple of choices really: attack early on and get past and try and pull away, or he can try and do what other people like to do, which is follow, harass, make the guy burn his tyres up, make him have to go for an earlier pit stop that he wants to actually go for.
Start of the race has to be Ray, our old Rachel Brooks, running in P8 at the moment. He's had a cracking start.
I think he qualified in about 11th. Oh, I'll tell you what, we've got 3 cars behind him. Adam 4600. Oh, and a little bit of contact, a little bit of contact. And people, how are they still facing the same direction? Yeah. I don't know, but they've done well to control that. Jason, he's trying to make his way back through. I think there's going to be an angry Swedishman in that cockpit there.
Definitely. We've got Vectra and GT Gavin having a bit of a... trying to sort themselves out, and in front of them I think it's Dave the Harp all over the back of Casely. Casely's got a very nice livery, but has he got a nice setup? We're about to find out.
I'll tell you what, Dave the Harp, I think he was qualified in about 4th or 5th place, may have been lower down, but he didn't have the best of starts, went wide in turn 1, but he's got himself back up to 5th place now, and as James said, all over the back of Casely at the moment. And is that Ray that's tagged on?
Casely's gone wide. Casely's gone a touch wide, and it's just giving Dave the Harp just a touch extra speed. Yeah, I think Casely's set his car up slightly wrong. He's got a touch of understeer. Here we go again. He's on the grass.
Maybe he's feeling the pressure. He's having to go defensive. It could send him wide. Dave may have a look up the inside, which will become the outside.
But he's now got Vectra coming up behind him as well.
And GT Gavin too.
Yeah, it's getting very close. If Dave's going to make a move, he needs to make it soon because the
Casely's off. He's off.
Yeah,
he's had to recover it. That'll be GT 3 places
Gavin's
lost.
Through, and Vectra's through. But now Vectra, he's clawing all over the back of Dave the Harp.
You're right.
He's got to run up the hill. He's going to go for the move. I think he will. Dave the Harp's covering the centre of the road. Not coming through there, sunshine. I think he's saying while the smoke's bellowing out of the cockpit.
Yeah, from the cockpit, not the tyres.
The front 3 are spreading out now. P1 Livebright, P2 Beardy, P3 Heselden, and then we've got the closing pack, which is Dave the Harp in P4, Vectra in P5, GT Gavin in P6, and Casely in P7.
GT Gavin's looking quick.
Gavin, yeah.
He's giving him a nudge. He's giving him a little nudge.
He's giving him a nudge. He's saying, "Come on, let's get on with this." And he's now Vectra's now harassing Dave the Harp, who's ran wide.
Oh, Dave went defensive. He went defensive, and it sent him wide on the exit. So Vectra's now up to 4th place.
Now
he's gone wide.
Vectra's off. And that's let GT Gavin straight through.
And Casely may be able to capitalise as well. Now I do know that Vectra.
Gavin is on it.
Sorry, yeah, Vectra last week was very nervous about taking part in his first race. GT Gavin up the inside of Dave the Harp. Maybe a little bit of touching of door mirrors there. Either that or they're just passing each other
as well, I think, in them cockpits.
I thought it was a case of Dave just getting close, going, "Lend me your lighter, please, mate." Out the window. But GT Gavin up the inside again. Oh, Dave nearly loses the rear.
So close.
Is he going defensive again? No, he's not. He's just taken a diagonal line into the corner. But I've got a feeling.
Got so much more grip than GT Gavin. Oh, and Vector's in.
I tell you, I'm wondering if Dave's a little bit of a cork in a bottle, or whether this 4th position is just a cursed one. Whoever's got up to 4th has ended up going off track a little bit and giving the positions away.
He's going really wide. And GT Gavin straight through. We need to get back in the slipstream before Vectra turns up behind Dave. Well, now we're heading through into Hawthorne's Bend. And Gavin's gone a little touch wide. Every time somebody gets into P4, they start to have epic understeer. And GT Gavin's now got Dave harassing the back of him.
Gavin's lost the rear! He's lost the rear! He's going! Oh, he just clipped Casely!
Oh, Casely, epic save there.
I tell you what, though, GT Gavin's going to come under even more pressure. Jason, he's managed to get ahead of Ray from Racing RI, so Jason is on an absolute charge. He's now got GT Gavin just ahead of him, but as we've said, that P4 position is a bloody cursed one.
David Hart needs to get his head down and get on with it now. But he's not, he's cursed again as Vectra's got the run up the hill. He's all over the back of him. Oh, he needs to get on with it. Stop making these tiny little mistakes, because it's just letting the pack close on him, and it's touching the rear wheel. Oh, and Casely's through. Casely's into P4.
It's Casely's turn now to mess it up at the next corner, because he's in that dreaded position. No, Dave Harp is just ahead.
But he's trying it round the outside.
Round the outside, can't work here if you don't go too deep.
Wide. Vectra's in here. Vectra's got the best run of the lot, I think. Vectra could be into P4 by the end of this straight. Maybe not. I think Casely's got decent top line speed.
Oh, just behind Jason. He's overtaken GT Gavin 2 around the outside now. Can he keep it on the track?
Is he going wide though?
No, he is on an absolute rampage at the moment. From, I think it was about 4th.
Talking of a rampage, I think Dave the Hart's down to 6th place.
He is.
And I think them tyres may be struggling now.
I tell you what though, Jason is on the back of Dave already.
Yeah. He's got really nice setup as Jason.
Well, we are about 5 laps into this race. We've no idea what the leaders are doing at the moment. We don't really care. Oh, there we go. Dave the Hart
in the pit.
That could be an early stop. Let's see. Live Bright, he's leading. GBM Beardy's a couple of seconds behind him. Hesselden's in 3rd. Quite a gap between them. And it almost looks like Hesselden's either got lag or damage. That car does not seem to be driving quite right. Casely's in the dreaded 4th position now, with GBM Vectra right behind him. Jason closing in on them. GT Gavin following him. Flora Racing RI, he's not that far behind them either. And Adam 4600, he's still there. Chris Core, bit of a gap to him.
Has been released.
Dave's going to be coming out in last place.
Yeah, 13th.
No, he's not going to be last. Driver Montana's still in 14th.
I wonder if from that tap, he had a bit of rear suspension damage.
Quite possibly. But Dave's the first to make a move for the pit stops. I don't think the leaders will go in early. I've got a feeling, I mean, if Dave's doing 5 laps on his soft tyres. Go on, what you got?
No, sorry, I'm getting completely confused.
Live Bride's in the pits. GBM Beard is following him.
Oh, we just had Ray, just had a moment, and that's let Casely through into P7.
Okay, Hesselden, he's taken the lead. GBM Vectra's 4th. Jason's now up to 5th. Oh, he's running a little bit wide though. And Vectra's in the pits. Jason's in the pits. So we're at that point now. He's going for the pits. No, he's not.
He's staying out.
Ray's going for the pits. Adam 4600, he's staying out. What about Chris Core? Now, what'll be interesting is where Dave the Harp is going to be. Yeah. Chris Core continues on.
Live Bride's lost out in the pit lane. He's just been jumped by Ray. Ray held him up in the pit lane. Vectra's just getting going now.
Okay, Neotig's ahead of Live Bride. Where's Dave the Harp? Dave the Harp, he's coming around the final corner now. He's coming around Clark Curve, down the Brabham Straight. He was in 6th place. Where's he going to end up? He's going to gain a few places here, I think.
He can just see Vectra, who's just come out in front of him, with Woolhouse.
Okay, I don't think Woolhouse has pitted yet, for given where his position is. So David Harp's in 11th, Jason's in 12th, Ray is in 13th. The pit stops have really sort of spread the field out now.
We've got Neo Tig and Livebry going for a move, I think. Livebry, is he going to make the move for P7? Neo Tig's trying it on the outside, taking a normal racing line.
Well, I mean, this is for position because Livebry has pitted, Neotic hasn't pitted, so Neotic does not have to get out of his way and shouldn't either. This is where Livebry needs to make the most of his fresher tyres.
Heselden's carried on, GT Gavin 2, he's pitting, and Casely, he's carrying on, so the current run is Heselden 1, Casely 2. It'll be Adam 4600 who's also carrying on, he's running in P3. With Beardy, who's pitted all over the back of him.
Okay, Neotig's just pitted. That frees up Livebry now. So Livebry, excuse me, who was our race leader before the pit stops were done, he's now around the first corner, but he's only in 6th place. Cars ahead of him. Chris Core hasn't pitted. Adam hasn't pitted. GBM Beardy, though. GBM Beardy has pitted, and he's miles ahead of Livebry. Let's see, Casely, he's not pitted yet. He's in 2nd place. Heselden, he still hasn't pitted. I tell you what, James, can you try and work out what the gap is between GBM Beardy and Livebry? Because that could be the time that Livebry lost in the pits, plus being stuck behind Neotic. Heselden is not going for the pit lane yet. He's continuing going. I'm wondering if he's on the harder compound tyre.
He's...
Tell you what, Beardy is so fast.
It's 16 seconds between Livebry and Beardy.
Well, Beardy is so fast at the moment that he's nearly on the back of Casely, who hasn't pitted yet. Adam 4600 is still 4th, still not pitting. Chris Core, he's in 5th. He's still not pitting. Livebry is right behind him. This race has just gone from absolute fantastic to absolute confusion. And talking of confusion, come on, James, where do you know the name Kachansky?
Kachansky. Oh, I know it. I know it somewhere in my brain. It's saying...
All got battle. Woolhouse 8th, Dave the Arp 9th. Dave the Arp up the inside into turn 1. Paddock Hill bend. Oh, Woolhouse looks like he's just had a big moment there. Nearly caught Dave the Harp and took them both to the gravel. And Jason's not far behind these. Dave's looking up the inside. I think he's getting a little bit impatient here with Woolhouse on his warm tyres. Oh, Woolhouse is definitely struggling. He's off. Can Dave get round him? He can, yes.
Yeah. Jason's through. I think even Gavin's going to get through at this because he's on a penalty. No, he's picking up now. Gavin's still in 11th.
He is. Now this is going to confuse a few of the drivers because they were running sort of 4th, 5th, 6th. Now they're running sort of 10th, 11th, 12th, and then they'll be like, when are these other guys going to be pitting? And so far they're just not doing it.
And I've got to say, Casely has got Beardy all the way around the outside into the final corner, and Beardy's done it with a superior grip. But Casely holding up Beardy for that one extra lap has absolutely helped Heselden, who's now probably about maybe 20 seconds in front of Beardy. I'm going to make a count.
It is quite a gap from 1st to 2nd. There's a car between Livebry in 5th place and Adam 4600. Oh, they're off. That's Woolhouse into the barrier. Cold tyres, I think, on that one. Well, Livebry, excuse me, needs to try and catch up Adam 4600 here. Adam's on much more worn tyres. So go on, James, what gap have we got up at the front?
I estimated the gap was 20 seconds. The gap is exactly 20 seconds, so not a bad guess there. Oh. But Beardy has clearly got superior grip now as Heselden is starting to struggle. I'm
just waiting for that moment that Heselden turns into the pit lane, and he's not doing it yet.
So he's trying my technique from Friday. Stay out as long as you can.
Well, you know, that really bugged him that you were able to do that. But he's now starting what will be his 10th lap on this set of tyres. He must be on the harder compound tyre to be able to go this.
Oh, Livebry! He's completely lost it. completely lost it as live Bry. I think he was up behind Chris Corr, and I don't know what happened there. Just noticed that he'd rejoining the circuit.
He was gaining on Adam 4600, so I don't know if he got close in Adam moment. He was in 5th place, but Chris Corr's now in 5th place. Live Bry's in 6th, and then we got GBM Vectra in 7th place, and then perhaps a little bit of a battle, is it? Jason in 8th, Dave the Harp in 9th, GT Gavin in 10th. Not that far behind them.
Yeah, it's starting to spread out just a touch. Waiting for something to kick off between Heselden and Beardy. Is Beardy going to close him down? Is Heselden going to do at least one less stop than Beardy?
Well, I reckon he probably will. I mean, what I'm interested to keep an eye on as well is Dave the Harp. He was the first of them to pit on lap 29. He only did 5 laps. He's now on the 6th lap of whatever tyres he's on. Now Jason's gone deep. He's gone deep at Surtees. That's going to give Dave the Harp a little bit of hope.
Yeah. Oh, and GT Gavin, he's struggling too in 10th place.
And he's got a car behind him, but it's not for position. Quick look at...
Heselden's in the pit. Beardy's just coming round. He's going to regain the lead. So where is Heselden going to filter out? He's still in his pit box, just getting going now. I think it's going to be between him and Chris Corr.
No, well,
he's going to filter out.
I think you might be right.
He's out behind Adam. And yet, just in front of Chris Corr. So he's just jumped out in 4th place. Adam 4600 has gone off though. Down into turn 1, into the kitty layer.
Well, I think he's still going long on a set of tyres that he's not pitted on yet. I mean, I'm wondering whether we did have a mixture of tyres used at the start of the race. Some on soft, some on hard. But, Adam looks like he might be struggling a bit now.
Yeah. I think we'll, by the end of this lap, Heselden will be all over the back of him. And Casely is not that far ahead of Adam 4600 either.
5th and 6th, Live Bright is closed up to the back of Chris Corr. I think Live Bright's going to be kicking his heels a bit on this one. I mean, he was leading the race quite comfortably, held up in the pit lane by the looks of things, and then
Chris
lost a lot of time.
Chris needs to make his car as wide as possible if he wants to keep Live Bright behind. He's off circuit, and that's Live Bright saying thank you very much.
That's the wrong kind of wide, I think. Oh, Caseley's into the pits. That'll be for his second stop, I believe, or it could be his first stop.
So I said that it was going to be all over the back. Oh no, it's Adam 4600 next, and he's been going very, very long on these tyres, so I expect Heselden to be climbing all over the back of him pretty soon, putting him under pressure.
Well, GBM Beardy, he's leading this race. He's got himself a nice, comfortable lead at the moment, but it's a lead that he can't underestimate, because if Heselden is doing one less stop, then GT Gavin needs... GBM Beardy needs to open that gap up. Yep. Okay, Live Bright is now up to 4th place with GBM Vectra in 5th place. Where's Chris Corr gone? I think Chris Corr may have pitted, because Dave the Harp's in 6th place and GT Gavin 2 is in 7th. Caseley's come out in 8th.
Chris Corr's just come out in 11th place behind Neotig.
Oh, Ray's just had a bit of a spin up at Druid's hairpin.
Oh, he's struggling. He's really struggling now, is Ray.
I wonder if he might have a little bit of damage on that one. He's now got Neotig beginning to catch him, and Chris Corr, after his stop, has come out in 11th place. In 12th is Jason. He must have made an additional stop. He was absolutely flying earlier on. Woolhouse is in 13th place. Driver Montana 14th. We've still got all the drivers on the grid.
But yeah, Beardy, knowing that Heselden's gone so long, he needs to be every single lap putting in qualifying laps. If he knows he's going to have to do one extra stop, put them qualifying laps in now, lap after lap, to try and build that gap to Heselden. Heselden is now going to have the superior tyre wear.
Yep, Adam 4600 must have had a big off somewhere. Half of his front bumper is hanging off, and he's now down to 4th place. Live Bright is up to 3rd.
GT Gavin's in the pits. So that's going to promote Ray and Neotig and Chris Core. May even promote Jason. This might be close. He's getting going now. Jason's just coming around the final corner. This could be side by side at the pit exit. Here we go. Jason's just coming down the pit lane. Just round the outside. But has he gone wide? Yeah, he has. Oh no. Utter devastation there for Jason.
Devastation.
Oh, we got Neotig
unlucky.
and Ray. Neotig's all over the back of Ray. Ray doesn't want some cash, he wants some grip.
Neotig's going!
Oh no, Neotig! Neotig wants some grip, he's completely off. Oh, I think the moment got to Neotig then, maybe on the power just a touch too early, and it's absolutely killed it. Has he got damage? Yes, he has. He's wiggling all over.
And here comes GT Gavin. Yep.
Yeah, he's wiggling. That alignment is a little bit off.
We've had a big crash. Jason, where is it? I've just seen his bonnet flying up in the air. Oh my days! He's got no wheels on his wagon.
Oh no, completely. You know he'd lost grip running through the kitty litter, and now he's lost more grip from losing wheels.
Huge frustration for Jason then. That's race over. The first retirement from the event. Don't know exactly what happened. I just saw his bonnet flying around. And for those people that are interested, that is exactly the spot that Johnny Herbert had his Formula 3 crash, I think it was, or Formula 2 crash, many years ago, and nearly ripped both of his legs off. So it's not a nice place to have an accident. Oh yeah, that Jason will be absolutely gutted about that one. Qualified extremely well. Bit of a shocking start. Fought back fantastically well, to then end up with his wheels on the wrong side of the car.
Oh no. And for the gap out of the front, it's down to 13 seconds. It was 15 seconds 2 laps ago. So Beardy is now struggling for grip.
Well, I'm trying to think. Beardy pitted. When did Beardy pit? It had been around about lap
27.
Yeah, so he's got to be looking at coming in again, unless he's on the harder tyre. Now, Livebright, who's in 3rd place, I think he's actually catching Heselden, but he's got Adam 4600 in 4th place, nowhere quite near him. But GBM Vector in 5th place is beginning to catch Adam 4600.
Yeah, the last lap for Livebright was at 1:26.3. Last lap for Heselden was a 1:27.2. I say that Beard is struggling. It's saying his last lap was a 1:25.5, so he's must have had a miracle lap then.
Quite possibly. Either he's found a new piece of tarmac. I'm just having a look at what the gaps are like a little further down. From a Racing RI, he's into the pits for his next stop. Woolhouse, I don't think he's going to be able to gain a place on him. Well, he might do. He's coming around the final corner now. But he looks like he's going for the pit lane, is he? No, he's not. He's just taking a very tight line around the final corner.
Ray's getting going now. And Woolhouse is past.
He is, so that's a position gained for him. And Neotig, who is in 12th place at the moment, after his big spin, is just coming around the final corner now. So a little bit spread out. Driver Montana, I think he's either just had a spin or he's just come out of the pits. He's a lap down, either though he's just letting cars past under a blue flag situation. Okay, let's see. Dave the Harp, he's back into the pits again. GBM Vector is now... GBM Vector all over the back of Adam 4600 up at Druid's Hairpin. Close enough to go for the overtake, but he was actually very, very cautious there. I don't think he's going to be close enough to attack. But yeah, tell us about Dave's pit stop there.
Well, he's still sat there. He's going to lose position to Chris Carr, who's just going down the pit lane. He's gone past. Where is GT Gavin going to be, though? Yeah, I think GT Gavin is going to be out in front of him as well.
Okay, GBM Vector
straight past.
He's got a good run on Adam 4600 here, out to Surtees, up the Hawthorne Hill. But Adam 4600's got very, very good straight line speed here. Surprising that. Good straight line speed.
Oh, no.
Poor corner though. Here comes Vectra.
Vectra had to brake to get out of it, because he was going to run into the back of him, but Vectra's got so much more grip in the corners.
I wonder how Vectra feels driving a Ford. It is interesting though that we can see that it almost looks like Adam 4600 is struggling a little bit in the corners, but his straight line speed's phenomenal. Oh, Vectra's got another good run on him.
He's going to do it in this corner now. Yeah, this is the one.
Adam's in the pits.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier to overtake.
And we've got another car in the pits as well. Work out who that is. It is Woolhouse. He's just coming out of the pit lane. He's down near the back.
K-Slay coming around first corner. He's just gone past Adam 4600. 7th place Chris Core. Don't think he's close enough to gain on Adam 4600. Or is he? Coming around the final corner now as Kozy Radsky.
I'll let you know when he's released. Not released. Just released now. So yeah, he's definitely not going to... But where's GT Gavin going to be? Oh, Dave the Harp. I think it's going to be with Dave the Harp, this. Dave the Harp and Adam. Adam's just jumped out of the pit. Dave the Harp's in the background. Yeah, I think he's just jumped out in front of Dave, and Dave's spirits are just going to drop.
Yep, so Adam 4600, he seemed to go very, very long in his first stint. I wonder if he started hard, put a set of softs on, and he's just got rid of them, and he's now on hards again. I don't know if he'll make it to the end, but he's currently in 8th place with Dave the Harp in 9th. Ray quite some way behind him now in 10th place. But that'll be a battle to keep an eye on, Dave and Adam there. Let's see if we've got anything kicking off up near the front.
P1 and 2 both running identical laps of a 1:26.4. And we've got 2 cars in front of the leader. The leader's going to come up to breeze past them. And
it's Adam 4600 and Dave the Harp.
Yeah, so it's going to be a blue flag situation, but it's strange. Adam 4600, he must be still having cold tyres, hasn't warmed them up yet, and he's struggling. Dave, if he's going to make the move, he's going to have to do it on this lap before them tyres heat up, and before the leader turns up behind in his mirrors.
Oh, Dave's got a much better run.
Side-by-side action.
Get ready, it's going to end messy. Oh no, Dave's going for a switchback.
Going for the switchback, getting on the power just a touch early, and that's it. He's got the run.
It's a good move that, because you don't want to be on the outside of turn 1. We saw what happened to Jason earlier on. Dave's got the move done, but Adam may be able to get a switchback on him now as they make their way up towards Druitt Hairpin. But I'm fairly sure Dave will cover it off with a defensive move if he needs to. He doesn't need to.
Beardy is closing in on the back of these two, and that was prime opportunity there for Dave Hart to make sure that he wasn't the first to be getting blue flags.
7th and 6th place just ahead. They're very, very close. That's Chris Core in 7th and GT Gavin 2 in 6th place. So Dave needs to get on a bit of a charge to try and catch these guys and not get caught out by the leader.
Live Bryce in the pits. I think it's going to promote Vectra into 3rd place. But K-Slay, it may be a battle. No, K-Slay, I think it's going to promote him too. Because Live Bryce still sat there. And yeah, so that's P5 for Live Bry.
And P4 for K-Slay. Okay. GT Gavin and Chris Court still going at it. Dave the Harp pulling away now from Adam 4600, and the leader is still closing in on them. I mean, if you had to try and pick a lap, James, for the guys to take the harder compound tyre to the end of the race, which lap would you pick? I mean, how many laps left?
Oh, I'm not too sure in these cars. I'm not too sure. Well, we know that the soft tyre obviously runs out in with 6 laps to go. So maybe I'd jump on the hards now, go 10 laps, and then stick on a set of softs for the end to try and regain a few places.
Well, I mean, with Live Bry pitting now, he's either going to try and run hards to the end.
Sorry.
That's right.
Beardy's in the pit, Hasselblatt just regained.
Yeah, I mean, Live Bry, he's either going to try and take the hard tyres all the way to the end, or he's doing a soft stint. And GB and Beardy's on the move. And he's going to come out in second place, I believe. Yeah, he is.
I'll count the gap now.
Oh, it's very, very close with someone, but that's Neotig, who is a lap down. So Hesselden now leading the race. Went long on the first stint. He's going to be going long on this one as well.
He's got a 14-second lead over Beardy. So if Beardy's going to want to take this win, he's going to have to find 14 seconds on fresher grip. Here we go, we've got 14 laps left to go. How long was that stint?
I don't think it was very long.
Yeah. Now we know that Hesselden can go long on his tyres. I think Hesselden's in prime position here. I think Beardy, as fast as he is he going to run out of grip? I think he will. I think he's going to have to do another stop.
I'm tempted to agree with you. Now, GBM Vector, he's running in third place at the moment, with K-Slay in fourth place. Case a pit stop, I believe. No, he didn't. My mistake. It was Livebry that did. He's in fifth place. Sixth place GT Gavin is now pulling away from seventh place Chris Core. Dave the Harp in eighth place is trying to catch them, and he's pulling away from Adam 4600, who is in ninth. For a Racing RI, bit of a gap between ninth and 10th. Ray's not doing too bad with not having had a lot of practice, but he's got to be cautious though, because Neotig is not that far behind him really. So yeah, it could get close with those two.
Vectra's pitting from P3, which has promoted K-Slay back into P3.
Okay, Woolhouse, he's in 12th place. Car looking very, very wiggly at the moment. Driver Montana in 13th, and Jason, our only retirement so far.
I think this is going to be close with Vectra and Chris Core. Because GT Gavin's in the pit now. No, Vectra's still sat there. Is this a problem? Really long stop there for Vectra.
I wonder if his mechanic has dropped his nuts, so Chris Core moves up a place. Vectra is now on the move.
And Vectra's lost out to Dave the Hart with that extra long stop.
And Adam 4600 is not that far behind him, and I've got a feeling that Adam may have to stop one more time. I think that'll be quite devastating for GBM Vectra. Potential of sort of a third, fourth, fifth place finish, and if that was a very long stop, it could have cost him quite a lot. Okay.
GT Gavin's heading down the pit lane. Where is Ray? Ray's heading down the pit straight. I think this is going to be close at pit exit. There we go.
Oh, he's come out right in front of him. And I tell you what, I think that's the race leader just ahead of them as well. So they're in, it's a situation for these guys where if they follow him... Oh,
Ray's giving him a tap.
He wants his cash now. That's what that is.
Cash back.
Okay, so yeah, that's GT Gavin in 9th, Ray's on the curb in 10th, and they're getting
out of grip, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, K-Slay was close to somebody. It's a back marker. I saw that in the background there, and K-Slay looks like he's giving someone a bit of a nudge up the rear end with the way that his bonnet is shaped. Car getting nicely out of the way for the blue flags. Livebry, I tell you what though, Livebry's closing in on K-Slay. That gap is coming down and down and down.
And the gap at the front's coming down. Beardy is now 10 seconds behind Hesselden. But still, 10 seconds is a fair chunk, but it's only took him 2 laps to get 4 seconds out of him.
I mean, they're in a situation where Hesselden is going to have to stop again. I was going to say, Hesselden's going to have to stop again.
He's going to go for a hard tyre.
Oh!
Oh, he's hit the wall! He's completely hit the wall. He's completely lost grip.
That could have just lost him this race.
Yeah, that is it. Completely lost him the race.
Because
pit entry and just straight into the wall.
So I was about to say that both drivers will need to make another stop, which could effectively work in Hesselden's favour. But with that drama now on the pit entry, his chance of winning's gone.
Just thrown it away completely there for Hesselden.
K-Slay
in the pit as well. Livebry, he's heading down the pit straight. Hesselden's letting go, and Livebry's now in the P2. Is he going to lose out if Livebry manages to run long? I don't know if he will be able to though with 11 laps extra.
Well, Livebry pitted 2 or 3 laps ago, so I think Livebry's got another stop to make. So Hesselden may be able to still recover second place here.
It's a really long stop for Casely. Sorry to break you off, but David Hart's heading down the pit straight. And he's passed him as well.
But I've got a feeling...
Vectra going to be side by side.
I've got a feeling Dave's going to have to stop
on
again.
The straight. Vectra's on the straight. Is he coming side by side with Casely? Casely's tyres will be absolutely stone cold.
All he needs to do is get it slowed down, get on that power on the exit, and he should be okay. I think Caseley's going to try and go to the end on that set of tyres. Dave the Harp ahead of him, though.
Yeah.
He's got another stop to do, I think. He's been shredding his tyres in this race.
Yeah. Livebry's struggling now.
I think the closest battle at the moment is 5th and 6th
Vectra.
place.
Yeah, he's closing in.
I mean, I tell you what, James, try and explain it for the viewers what it's like being in that lead position. You've just come out of the pits, your tyres are cold, you've got a car right up your rear end harassing you. What's it like as a driver in that situation?
Well, you're frustrated because the one thing you want is to come out with a bit of clean air and just get your tyres up to temperature. And the last thing you want is then somebody harassing you for position. Because you know if you give that position up, you're then going to have better grip on the next lap, and then you're going to need to overtake them. As we've got somebody pitting, I think that's David Half. He's in pit lane. But yeah, Vectra now up to P5. But yeah, no, yeah, it's frustrating, but you've just got to work that wheel as hard as you can.
The thing is as well,
feather the throttle to get them rears lit up.
I mean, try and explain as well how excuse me, tricky it can be as well in this situation where you're constantly having to look in your... Instead of just focusing on where you're driving, you're constantly having to look in your mirror. Oh, he's off! No, he's not. It's lag.
Well, I did find when I had Esselden on Friday up behind me, I was running the strategy that I think Hesselden's trying to run tonight, do a stop less, and I did seem to have particularly good grip in the corners, but on the straights I was just completely losing out. But in the corners I was feeling confident, and even though he was harassing me from behind, I knew there was no way through for him until the straights came along, and once you were past, there's just nothing to worry about then. There's nothing more you can do.
I'll tell you what, we've got a bit of a battle brewing. 7th, Dave the Harper, who's just come out of the pits. 8th, Chris Court, who's looking fairly quick at the moment. And 9th, GT Gavin 2. They're starting to get a little bit close together, but Dave needs to make his brand new set of tyres slowly begin to work for him. Because another thing, when you come out of the pits, if you heat up your tyres too quick, you're going to shorten your stint length.
Vectra and Caseley just making their way past the back marker, and they're running very close together for P4.
So that's Neotig that they've just managed to work their way by.
Owen Ray struggling on the grass.
Caseley and Vectra are in very good positions here if anything happens to the leading trio. Hesselden in 3rd place. He looks like he's got a bit of damage on his car, but that'll be from the pit entry. Live Bright, can't see him at the moment. There we go, there he is. And GBM Beardy, who's already around Druid's hairpin. So there is a big gap raising to the pits. A big gap between GBM Beardy and Live Bright at the moment. But I've got a feeling Live Bright may have to pit again. Hesselden is about the start-finish bend away behind Live Bright. And Caseley and GBM Vectra getting very close again.
Yeah, Vectra's sniffing 4th place, and if there's a problem up at the front, he could be on for a podium. But Caseley's got a decent run now. It's all about the corners, though. Vectra does seem stronger in the corners.
I mean, sometimes you do have to sacrifice straight line speed for cornering ability.
Ooh, we've got GT Gavin all over the back of Chris Carr now. He's with a couple of car lengths.
Oh, Chris Core's not quite making the apex of the Sheen curve there. See how he gets on in Sterling's Bend a little bit better.
Oh
but
no,
GT's got a better run.
Really good run. Yeah. Here we go into the final corner. And they're closing in on David Harp. And GT Gavin's got a lovely line through that final corner.
He doesn't want to...
He needs to get in that slipstream.
So you don't want to be on the outside, headed into turn 1.
He's trying to do the up and under. He's trying to force Chris Core touch wide, which he has done. And GT Gavin's got a lovely run up the hill. Here we go, up the inside. Getting it all slowed down. Chris Core, is he going to try and do the same? No, he doesn't have the grip. Absolutely brilliant move there from GT Gavin for P8.
And Dave Harp's now catching a car ahead, but they're in a blue flag situation, so they've got 3 cars about to catch them. Oh, Dave's just ran a little bit wide there. I think he's beginning to struggle a little bit as Gavin's closing in.
Chris seems to have got a bit of a spurt on because Gavin hasn't pulled away from Chris like I thought he would.
It's interesting. I mean, it's often said in many walks of life that it's easier to be the hunter, not the hunted. And perhaps it's similar with these cars. I mean, it's easier to follow someone.
Gavin's gone wide again. This is giving Chris a run.
Chris Coyce, he's followed a car through that corner on this occasion, gets the apex beautifully, and I will just comment on the blue flag car dealing brilliantly.
GT Gavin taking a lot of curb there, unsettled the rear, but still able to absolutely get on the power. And here we go, got a lovely run through that final corner of GT Gavin. And he's starting to lock on to the back now of David Hart.
I will apologise to the viewers about the dodgy audio. It does sound like these cars are misfiring a little bit. They're not, it's just a bit of dodgy audio. 4th place K-Slate, still battling it out with 5th place GBM Vectra. So Vectra's not been able to capitalise. But what I really want to look at is whether any of the leaders are going to be making another stop. I don't think they are.
Yeah, Beardy's got it comfortable, I think. Live Bryce still running in P2. If anybody's going to pit, I think it's going to be him. Hethelden, is he going to try and pull out a big enough gap over Hethelden? But he's only got 6 laps left.
Well, if the soft tyre will only last 5 or 6 laps, now is the time to pit. I think Beardy is probably the only one that could pit and possibly lose the position but get it back, because he is quite a long way ahead at the moment. He's making his way up towards the final corner. I mean, he could pit just for the safety.
Closest battle is GT Gavin on the back of David Harper, who's getting a nice, lovely run on towards the final corner. And we do know he's got a nice line through this final corner, and here we go.
So Dave's coming under a lot of pressure then. I think GT Gavin's had a touch of understeer mid-corner. It gives Dave a little bit of a breather as they make their way into turn 1.
Oh, Davey Harp's got an interesting line, but it's losing him a fair chunk of time there. And he's going defensive already, but it's putting him out of position, late on the brakes, and GT Gavin's giving him a lovely little shove there. I'm sure Dave will be swearing his head off inside that cockpit.
And I'm sure GT Gavin will be sat there going, come on, speed up, go faster, go faster. Oh, Dave's struggling to hit apexes at the moment. I think he's if he's going to the end, he's going to be on
tyres. I think he needed to go to the hard. I think he's gone to the softs, and they're giving up now with 5 laps to go.
Well, I was going to say, if Dave's going to the end here, this will be the longest stint he'll have tried doing in the whole race, and he has been on very short stints throughout this event.
Oh, a lot of curb there from Dave.
Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look up at the front. K-Slay's opened up a gap now on GBM Vectra. Live Bryce still sat in 2nd place. GBM Beardy's crossed the line.
Live Bryce trying to go for a really, really long stint. He knows if he pits, he's going to be behind Esselin, and he's not going to have enough time to claw it all back. And K-Slade does look like as if he's strong enough to handle the pressure from Vectra, and he's starting to pull out a little bit of a gap now. And Dave is under pressure from... Oh, he's off! He's completely lost it on the curb. Dave the Harp completely lost it of his own accord there on the curb from pressure from GT Gavin.
So that's Dave down to 9th place, and the gap between 1st and 2nd is a whopping 26 seconds.
Beardy has been on an absolute mission today.
I tell you who else I've been impressed with in this race. I mean, there's a few people, but Adam 4600. I don't think he's made as many stops as other people. He's currently riding in 6th place. 7th place is a long way behind him. GBM Vectra. He's been having a cracking a race here, and he's following Casely at the moment, who's just opening that gap up little by little, lap after lap. Hesselden, I don't know if he's going to be annoyed about this one or not.
I think he will be, especially. I think he'll be spitting feathers after that pit lane entry. He was on for the win there. Because Beardy had to. He still had to do another stop. Plus, he had 10 seconds to try and pull in, and Hesselden went and threw it all away.
Well, the thing is, we expected Beardy to have to stop again, but he just simply hasn't.
He has stayed out.
He hasn't made that final stop. So it's an interesting one. I mean, even if Hesselden hadn't have messed up, given that Beardy hasn't made the extra stop as someone else is pitting, and then there might be Woolhouse. Hesselden just ran wide down the start finish. I think Beardy may still have had this one quite comfortable.
Even Livebright, I think Livebright's currently... No, sorry, Beardy's just regained the... No, it is, it's Livebright. He's got the fastest lap in this race.
24.8.
So yeah, he's... What would the race have been like if Livebright had a decent start to the race? I think it would have been a bit more neck and neck with Beardy.
Quite possibly. I mean, some of the drivers, I mean, it happens quite often after the race. The drivers will sit there and go like, how have you just done that many laps on those tyres? Or how were you that quick on those tyres and doing that amount of laps? I tell you what, though, the weather looks like it's changing a little bit. It's getting a little bit darker, a little bit greyer. The weather forecast for this event was sort of sunny stroke overcast with a chance of rain, and the rain hasn't come unless the weather changes we're getting now are about to give us a bit of a sprinkling.
2 laps to go. Anything can happen.
Oh, it definitely can. 4th and 5th place, still fairly close together. 6th, quite a way behind. 7th, quite a way, but they're getting quite spread out now. Dave the Harp's got front racing all right ahead of him in a blue flag situation. He gets well out of the way. I think Dave can just about see Chris Core ahead of him, but I don't know if he's going to have the time to do anything about it. So Ray has just been lapped by Dave the Harp. Oh, Neotig, 11th place, spinning at the final corner. Missed that one, but caught the aftermath. Woolhouse in 12th place, and driver Montana is just in a blue flag situation, letting a few cars past.
Adam 4600, his tyres look absolutely dead. He's completely having to brake. So,
well, I've got a feeling, you know, that Adam 4600 has probably done less stops than everybody else. I was going to say put together, but he would have done less stops than everybody else put together, because if you added all theirs up, it'd come to about 20 something or 30 something, whereas he's probably only done 2. So that would have been a bit backwards. But GBM Beardy, he's starting the final lap of the race. He's got a couple of cars ahead of him, but he's got an absolutely enormous lead at the moment. We can't see it on there, but it was 26 seconds at the last count. And I can't see that changing unless he has an absolute disaster on this final lap. I'll tell you what, James, we've got about half a lap till he gets to the end, so come on, this is your last chance. Where do you know the name Kachansky from?
Kachansky. Is it an American show?
Nope.
Oh.
I'll give you a clue. Smackheed.
Oh, Red Dwarf!
Red Dwarf!
Mr. Jansky.
Yeah. Oh, I was surprised I actually managed to do the Smeg Head right then as well. Okay, GBM Beardy, he's only got one corner to go, and I think it's probably going to be fair to say driver of the day right there. Absolutely fantastic race from him. Around the final corner, the name on the side of his car is Heisman. I think it was a little bit easy, man. But across the line he'll go to take victory here in Brands Hatch. Live Bright is in second place, but he's going slow.
Oh no.
He's just had his... Ray has just gone past him. I don't know if he was letting Ray past or not, but yeah, Live Bright is running in second place.
He's been on these tyres a lot longer than Hesselden.
Maybe he just had a bit of a moment somewhere then and was recovering, but it looks like it will be second place then for Live Bright. A fantastic result for him. Hesselden, it's saying he's 7th, he's not, he's 3rd, and this is where it's a good idea for all of the drivers not to leave the lobby yet. I have had a look at the standings just before, and I tell you what, James, do us a favour. If you return back to the pits, it should show you the standings, the order, might have it right or not. Hesselden takes 3rd place. Now, I don't think Adam 4600 was 4th, because it was K-Slay. Where's K-Slay gone? There he is, K-Slay, being followed by GBM Vectra still. I tell you what, it's been a fantastic drive for K-Slay here and for GBM Vectra. So across the line, both of they will go to take 4th and 5th place respectively. It's not letting me pick up on... GBM Vectra, there we go. 6th place, I believe, is Adam 4600. So as he comes around the final corner for the final time, and I'm fairly sure he did do less stops than most of the other drivers, so great result for him. And I think GT Gavin 2 is in 7th place, ahead of at least Dave the Harper. I think he's going to be a little bit frustrated from this one, but a good result there for Gavin. No, Chris Core is in 8th place. My apologies. It's Chris Core in 8th place. Dave the Hart crossing the line in 9th. From a Racing RI crosses the line in 10th place. Neo Tig, I believe, is in 11th. And Woolhouse is in 12th, but he's already back in the pits. And Driver Montana in 13th. But a fantastic race there, I think. An absolutely fantastic race. Plenty of action.
The opening 5 laps, I couldn't breathe. And that wasn't because I was more concentrating on Kachansky than what was happening on the screen. It was breathtaking on them first 5 laps.
Well, the final 5 laps, I couldn't breathe because whatever I ate earlier was created a right nasty wind. This is a point where I wish I had a washing line and some pegs. I could have put one on my nose. Or something that has the opposite effect of those nasal strips that opens up your nostrils. But anyway, a fantastic race there.
I've got to say, Live Bright did really, really well there. And the consistency got him that P2. I mean... Ethelwyn will be kicking himself.
Yeah, I mean, before we actually invite the podium sitters in for a chat, and if you are viewing and you want to ask the drivers, the leading 3 drivers, a question, put at PCF, or PCS even, sorry, at PCS, and ask your question. If we can, we'll ask it. But I'll ask you, James, do you think that Hesselden lost the win from that pit entry, or do you think the best he would have got is 2nd place anyway?
Well, we did see that both Live Bright and Beardy carried on, so I think if anything he'd have been fighting with Live Bright for P2, but Live Bright did have epic tyre wear. It wasn't until them last couple of laps where he actually started struggling, so I think it may have always been P3, but we'll never know.
Nope, but we will ask him. We will ask him. We'll just we'll give Driver Montana some TV time here as he makes his way to what should be the pit lane for his final in-lap. But James, if you would like to invite GBM Beardy, Live Bright and Hesselden into our chat party, and we'll have a quick little chat with the podium sitters there. So yeah, viewers, if you do have any questions that you would like to ask the drivers, put at PCS, ask your question, and if we can, we shall send it in to the drivers. So GBM Beardy does join us, so we'll come to you in a few moments' time. If you could, well, I was going to say if you could check your mic, but I'll tell all the drivers that when they're in. Heselden now joins us as well. So we'll just wait for Live Bright to join us in the podium area. And there he has done. So drivers, if you could please make sure that you check that your microphone is set to allow to be shared, so that the viewers can hear you. And I've got to say, Beardy, what a race, absolutely fantastic there. It looked like you were really gunning for pole position, couldn't quite do it, but a very exciting race early on, but apparently very easy in the final stages.
Yeah, Brian was unlucky, to be honest. We came into the pits at the same time, and I think Brian had a problem in the pits with a battery or something, and it kind of ruined the race, because I think that me and Brian would have been battling it 2 and 4 for the win.
Quite possibly. Were you surprised that Heselden went as long as he did on his stints?
I was, to be honest. I mean, I started on the soft, and then I saw Heselden getting the laps in, and I was just begging him to come in, to be honest.
He wasn't listening.
But,
he wasn't listening to you.
No, he wasn't.
So that last stint of the race, I'm guessing you were on the harder compound tyre. You did a lot of laps on that stint.
Oh yeah, it was. I was hoping that it wasn't going to rain, because I saw my lights come on, and I thought, oh, if it starts to rain now, I'm going to be a bit in trouble. So I thought, sorry, we've got to go in for the hard and try and get to the end of the race. I mean, I had no tyres left at the end. I mean, I was just on Freds.
Well, Freds or not, you were the race winner. So James, fire away, mate, fire away.
Well, Beardy, we've got to say, I did say Heselden was going to make a comeback this week, and he did give you a run for your money in that last the first like 20 laps. But what did you think? What was going through your mind when you came round and saw him sideways at pit entry?
I went past, and I was a bit surprised to start off with. I was like, oh, we'll just see Heselden go down pit lane, go into the pit box normal, and then all of a sudden I just saw his car parked up, and I was like, what?
Well,
it must be my lucky day or something.
Well, I did say Beardy would have to have his work cut out to get that, but we were expecting you to do another stop, and you didn't. You just kept on going. We were like, how's he doing this?
Well, here's a question for you, actually. If you'd have had to have made another stop, where do you think you'd have finished?
Good question, but I'd say if Heselden had probably not made that mistake, I think it would have been a lot closer, because he'd have been closing me in and pushing me.
Definitely would have been. Okay, well, very well done to yourself. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time. Over to you, Live Bright. Pole position, it was very close, but it was pole position. A seemingly interesting start to the race, cracking battles going on all over the place, although up at the front it did get a little bit spread out, and then the disaster of the pit stop that looked like it was a very, very lengthy one. So without swearing too much, tell us what happened there.
It was a fucking joke, basically.
Well, if that's not swearing too,
it keeps ruining my race.
If that's not swearing too much, I'm glad I didn't allow you to just go all out on that one.
No, I was swearing a lot more than actually.
So what happened then? Was it drop nuts? Was it being held
Something
up?
through the battery fault.
A battery fault on the car?
Yes, basically. Kept me for about 15, 16 seconds. Fucking pissed out.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, you see, I reckon that the game has voice recognition, so when you sit there doing a podium interview saying it's an effing piss take, next week it'll screw you over even more. So anyway, that happened. It then looked like you went for sort of shortest stints in the middle of the race and a long one at the end. So what tyre compounds did you use?
I basically went soft, hard.
And at the end, did you have a bit of an off, or were the tyres just absolutely knackered?
It was the middle stint where I had an off. I actually spun it in the middle stint.
Oh dear.
Last stint was fine, it was the middle one.
So
that was driving angry, that, because of the bleeding pit crew.
Yeah, I was going to say, so a frustrated driver then, do you think the win could have been there?
Quite possibly, yeah.
Quite possibly. James, good luck with this one. Fire away.
Oh, I didn't.
Would you like to practice a pit stop?
Well, did you just think, you know what, I'm going to go for the hard tyres because I don't want to pit again?
No, I thought there were going to be rain, to be honest with you. In the forecast it said there was a chance of light rain, so
yeah.
The second hard stint was hopefully going to take me to the rain if it came, but basically it didn't, so that's why I went on to hard again.
No, it was a solid drive, and I did say where would Library have been if we'd have had no incidents at the start and it had been just an all-out fight between you and Beardy. I think it would have been really close.
He did drive a great race, first place totally.
Yeah, definitely cracking race from Beardy.
Well, we'll let
Hesselden
calm down for a moment. On to Hesselden then. There's one question that everybody would like an answer to, so I'm wondering whether we avoid the question altogether. Oh, but we can't really do that, can we?
No, but...
So,
up until that moment, did you feel like you could have been on for the win, Hesselden?
Yeah, I think I had a chance. I was more hoping for rain to come after they pitted, because I was going a bit longer in the second stint. I was hoping for a bit of rain, but then, yeah, I think I'd have been third anyway. I don't know how long it was I was held up on the pit. Felt like forever, but I don't know. Will, as I was coming to the pit, the wheel just went straight left, straight into the barrier. Then it started reversing. I had no control over it this time, and it started reversing, and the game just took over. And I was just like, oh. But it is what it is. Yeah. At least I've finished this week, so.
Yeah, that is true. All four wheels on the car.
Got to take the positives.
Yeah, it's got to be more positive than Jason's replay. I don't know if any of you have seen this. Literally driving down the long straight, heading under the bridge, and literally hits an invisible wall at about 200 miles an hour, and all the wheels fly off.
Oh dear.
So, as annoyed as all three of you are, there are a lot more annoyed drivers out there. Yeah, definitely.
No, it was a great racing. I am annoyed, but it was great racing for sure.
Here's a couple of questions for you, Hesselden. That first stint, you saw everybody else pitting. I think David Harp did 5 laps, and then others were doing 6, 7, and you just kept going. So, were you on the hard tyre from the start?
Yeah, I was on the hard, but behind me, like, the battle for fourth looked interesting, because every time I looked down at the timing screen, there's a different driver.
Well, we could tell you about it, but it'd be better if you just watch it.
Yeah, I'll wait to watch it. It looked fun behind, but I was just enjoying myself, being fair, just like, oh, let them fight behind me. And the two in front just flew off. Like, I think they was on the soft, so.
Yeah, no, the opening stint, the opening 5 laps, well worth your time watching. It was absolutely cracking to watch.
It was. Okay, James, have we got any questions from our avid viewers?
Well, we've got 15 watching, but none of them have wanted to actually leave any comments. So,
boring suckers.
Well, one of them is my dad watching.
Oh well,
and he doesn't know how to use a computer, so I had to set it all up for him.
It's all right. He's only got one message to write. That's my son. I taught him everything he knows. I taught him everything he doesn't know as well, because he just doesn't listen. I told him to use the soft tyres.
Yeah, anyway. It was absolutely cracking race. Can you think of any other questions to ask the drivers?
I tell you what, I've got one. Does the name Kachansky ring a bell?
No.
they're obviously a lot younger than us, James. Okay, we'll do something a little bit different then. We'll do something a little bit different. We've got the podium drivers here and we usually ask them questions. So, podium drivers, have you got any questions that you would like to ask me or James, or even ask the other podium drivers?
Where was the rain?
It just never came.
Where was the rain? Exactly.
Well, that's
I was begging for it on the 23rd lap.
It's on its way in an hour.
Yeah, give it about 40 minutes.
Absolutely bullshit.
Well, that's the joy, you see, of a chance of rain. Any other questions, or is that the only one? Where was the rain? The thing is, you know what would have happened if it had rained? You'd have all gone, "Oh God, it's raining."
Oh, it ruined my race.
Yeah, I spun because of that rain. Okay, anyway, we'll bring it
rain
to
at the come.
yeah, we'll bring it to an end then. So very well done to GBM Beardy for taking the victory here in Brands Hatch. Also very well done to Live Bright taking second place, even if he is a bit frustrated and keeps swearing. We do apologise about that. I would reprimand him later, but I'd have to do it in the pit lane, and we know what he does down there. And well done to Hesselden on taking third place. Frustration, but also delight at getting to the end with all four wheels on his car. And well done to all of the other drivers as well for taking part. Only the one retirement, so massive disappointment and feelings put out there for Jason. It was a bit of an interesting one, that. I will have a look at it later, so I apologise. I probably will laugh. Okay, next up for the Front Row Racing PCS will be next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. for round 3, which is at the Snetterton 300 circuit with the famous massive sausage curbs and the bomb hole. Oh yeah. Next up for the Front Row Racing YouTube channel, though, will be on Wednesday 7:30 p.m. for round 16 of the Front Row Racing World Championship on F1 2015, where I'll be taking part in trying to get some kind of title challenge going on that one, and that'll be at the Circuit of the Americas in USA. So to our drivers, to our viewers, thank you very much for taking part and for watching. And James, thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box.
No problem, anytime.
You're welcome. That's it. We've been Front Row Racing. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again soon.